Well, hello everybody, my name is Shenko and welcome to episode 26 of the Minecraft Survival series for the very first time in 1.21, the Tricky Trials update. I hope you all are well. Well, not exactly. See, as I'm recording this, the 1.21 Tricky Trials update is scheduled to be released on June 13th, 2024. I am currently playing on patch 1.20.6 with experimental features. All the features for 1.21, the Tricky Trials update, has already been put in the experimental mode. And because of that, we can actually access 1.21, the Tricky Trials update, earlier while still using all our mods. So today, we are going to take a trip into the Tricky Trials update because there's one item that I would like to get my hands on. The Mace. Ever since the Mace was first announced, I got so excited about the new weapon. And I want to get my hands on it and talk about it with all of you. So in this episode, we have an objective: explore the trial chambers and get our hands on the Mace. But before we go straight into the trial chambers, we actually have some preparation to do. So I'm back here at my spawn point because one, I want to switch off my iron farm because I'm going to be going away for quite some time. So how do we get our hands on the Mace? The Mace is crafted from two components, a breeze rod and a heavy core. The breeze rod can be obtained by killing breezes in trial chambers, but the heavy core is a lot more complicated. The heavy core can only be obtained from ominous vaults, and it has a 2% chance of dropping every time you open a vault. And in order to open those ominous vaults, we're going to need an ominous key. And in order to attain that ominous key, we need to fight ominous trial spawners. And in order to activate ominous trial spawners, we have to take a trip east. Because far up east, there is this. A pillager outpost. Now, let's just go through and clear out the floors. Ow. There's one. Okay. Let's just get rid of all of you. Throw away the crossbow. Right. So you just saw me kill that pillager captain, and I didn't get Bad Omen. The reason why is that the pillager captain now not only drops an ominous banner, but hey, I'm trying to explain here, buddy. So you just saw me kill a pillager captain, and while the pillager captain still drops an ominous banner, he now drops a special item, and this item is called an ominous bottle. Now, in order to explain the ominous bottle, I need to grab a bucket of milk from one of these cows right here. Cow, could you let me get some milk? Thank you. So back in the days, when you killed a pillager captain, you would immediately receive Bad Omen. But now, you are given a special item called the ominous bottle. When you drink from this bottle, you are now given Bad Omen for about 100 minutes. And Bad Omen can now expand into either the village or the trial chambers. Now, of course, with Bad Omen, you can dispel it by drinking a bucket of milk. And also, you might have noticed that once you consume an ominous bottle, that bottle breaks, so you no longer have access to that bottle. So now I currently have 4 bottles. Bad Omen 4, 2, 3, and 1. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm just gonna be flying about willy-nilly. I mean, it helps that it's raining. I'm just gonna be flying in and out of this pillager outpost, and I'm gonna try and spot to see if there are any captains around. Right, like right there. Swoop on down, kill him, and then be on my way. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be here for quite some time with all these pillagers chasing me, so I'll see you when I see you, and hopefully I'll grab enough ominous bottles to go into the trial chambers. Are we ready for it? Alright, let's do this! Well, there seems to be even more pillagers that showed up, but I don't think I'm gonna fight them because my bow is looking rather weak. But if we look into the bundle that I have in my hotbar, we have a whole bundle of ominous bottles. We got 64. I can't believe these actually stack. I thought these don't stack, but apparently they do. Now, obviously, do this at your own risk. Or your sanity. because I'm trying to find the mace, and I'm gonna need every ominous vault that I can get in order to get all those ominous vault keys. And we should be able to... Ooh, 17. Yeah, that's fine. I'll probably have to make a new bow in the future, but that should be fine. Let me just jump down into the sugarcane farm real quick, because we're gonna need a whole bunch of this sugarcane. If you trade with a cartographer, they should be able to give you a trial chamber map. So that, I feel like, is our best way to find any of these trial chambers. I do, however, want to leave a few of my armor pieces here because I feel like it's kind of cheaty if I'm not doing it. I'm gonna do it with my substitute armor instead, although I am gonna leave the sun fragment boots on. So you will stay here and you will wait for me to return. Right, so we are in for one hell of an adventure to find the mace. So let's hope we can find it, and let's go find ourselves a trial chamber. Now I just need to find a villager worthy of being a cartographer. He should be selling me. There it is. The trial chambers map. That's what we need. And he's selling it for 10 emeralds instead of 12. So grab a compass. Let's buy one of these. And there we go. We have our first trial chamber map. Quite far actually, but we should be able to make up for time. The trial chamber should be right under here. So directly under here should be the trial chamber. Also, I forgot to mention that I have the subtitles on, so it should be easier to find these trial chambers with the subtitles on. There it is. We are on top of it. Incredible. Let's prepare for a moment. Grab out an empty shulker box. Dispense out all the items we have here. We're gonna grab our shield because that is very much needed. We're also going to switch out our elytra to our chestplate as soon as we drop in. So that means the firework rockets won't be needed here. So once I drink this potion, we're gonna drop straight in and we're gonna head straight into the trial chamber to fight off all the monsters. Are we ready? Let's get this done. We're gonna chug the ominous bottle. Oh, advancement made. Trials edition. Let's do this. Here we go. Bring it on. Bring on our monsters. There's our first trial key. Yes. That's some potion. Okay. Alright, we got one. Now what's this one? It's a blaze! Come here! Got the blaze. Another blaze. Come back here. Oh. I'm featherfalling? Interesting. We got the breeze watts though. It's the bogged! It's the bogged! Oh no! Uh-oh. This can't be good. Ow. Ow. Stop. Stop. Right, I'd say we go for this one then. We'll tackle all the ominous vaults as we go. Let's do this. Will we be first time lucky? Not so much. We got enchanted golden apples though, so we'll take some of those. Them. Uh-oh. That can't be good. Look, as long as we stay up here, we should be fine. Can you all shoot each other? Ow. Ow. Oh, retreated for a little bit. Stop. The wind burst. Ow. Stop it. They're not shooting me from here, so that's a good thing. There we go. Much better. I need to get used to all these jumping. Heavy core. Oh, we get an enchantment book. Density 4. Okay, brilliant. We're gonna need to speed through this much more if we want to get to the goods. Right, bring on the rest of these silverfish. Alright, let's get down to business. Ow. Nope, more enchanted golden apples. They're all silverfish. Okay. Come on. Come on, come on. Oh, we got the new armor trim. Okay, interesting. Let me... Oh. Okay, there we go. I'm fine. At least I activated all of them. Ugh! Silverfish! Infested! Fight each other! Okay, we're good. We got another key. Just make sure our health is fine. This is absolute chaos right now. We got silverfish spawning as well. I only got steak from it. Oh my god. Oh. Ow. Stop it. Ooh. A banner pattern. Interesting. What's this one? Flow. Okay. Bounce up like that. A banner pattern. Alright. That's fine. And this has a really weird vault-like door here, so that's definitely very weird. Baby! 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 Well, after all of that, and only having 40 seconds left on Trial Omen, which literally means that nothing. We've got not that many good things. We have Density 4. This is going to be very useful. We have a whole bunch of Breeze Rods, so we should be okay with wind charges. And we have the Flow Armor Trim. Well, and 3 Flow Banner Patterns. However, the search for the Mace continues as we go further and further out into the wild to find the Mace. Alright then, let's go find another Trial Chamber. got it! We got it! Yes! Yes! We finally found... I look like a porcupine. But we found the heavy core! Yes! Wait, check statistics. How many times did we use the keys? 23 keys, and we managed to find the heavy core. This is amazing. Yes! Well, that was quite the adventure, going into trial chambers and all, but we had a lot of fun. I mean, I did. I had a lot of fun. And right behind us, we have the spoils of war that we collected from our adventures in the trial chambers. Right here, a whole bunch of crossbows, some bows, axes, and some enchanted books, including Featherfall 4, which is actually really good. And a trident, and a cake. Inside here, a bunch of bones, arrows, rotten flesh, some lingering potions of poison from the dispensers, and a few bits of armor. Here we have a few gems, a few arrows, and some food items, and a bundle right here to clear up some room in order to collect up all the scattered items. And finally, a whole bunch of potions and honey bottles, which I will probably put into the house over there. But, wow, that's a lot of potions. But all these pale in comparison to what we collected in the trial chamber itself. If we look in this chest, you can see these are all the exclusive items that you can only find in trial chambers. Now, if you have a keen eye, you might have noticed that we have a few more trial keys. We have the new bolt armor trim, and I managed to find the Guster banner pattern because I went back into the trial chambers, and with these normal trial keys, I was able to find these two items. So Ominous Vaults can only get you the Flow banner pattern and the smithing template, but they can't get you the Bolt smithing template and the Guster banner pattern. These two are only within normal vaults. Some enchanted books, Windburst 1 and Density 4 and Breach 3, a whole bunch of breeze rods, enchanted golden apples. That is a bundle full of ominous bottles, and most importantly, in the middle of the chest, we have the heavy core. Let's just take a look at it, shall we? Like, just look at it. I mean, just look at it. Considering the chance to get a heavy core is only 2% of the time, which is, I think, 1 in 50 vaults, this is actually very impressive because that's half of that. Less than half of that, actually. Okay, you know what? It's 1 above 25. It's 1 below 25, so we'll keep it at a half. You might see that there is a new weapon right there. The Mace. We have the Mace. Oh, look at that. Let's get out into the light and see it for the first time. We have the Mace. And it looks like a shovel. I can't be the only one. It looks like a shovel. Come on. It just... I can understand what they were trying to go for. And, you know, with weapons and all, you want it to be 1 pixel thick. And the sprite is like an old weapon, like all the other weapons. But it looks like a shovel. It's the Market Gardener. It's the Market Gardener from Team Fortress 2. Right. Who wants to face my mace? Who wishes to face my mace? Anyone here wishes to face my mace? Creeper, you're first. Wow. Okay. That's pretty cool. Gather around. There's plenty of mace to go around. What if... Oh my god. It knocks enemies back? That's so cool. So you have to really time your jumps because, well, I'm not doing this in a... Ooh. I'm not doing this in a creative world, so that's why you gotta really time your swings. And sometimes the wind charges aren't that reliable as well. Oh man. Ooh, an armored zombie. Whoops. Oh my goodness, this is glorious! Oh my goodness. Ow, okay. You also can't get too close to the mobs because if they land a hit on you while you're coming down to swing with your mace, you lose all that momentum. Creeper. Come here. How much damage can I do? You! Face my mace! Oh my god! Oh my goodness, that felt fucking amazing. I'm sorry for swearing, but oh my goodness, it was... Wow. I had my fun here. Let's head back home, shall we? The night is ending, so let's head back home then. So far I've been using the mace and it's honestly been really fun, especially with the wind charges. So you might think, well, that's it. The mace is already pretty good. But wait, there's more. I wonder what happens if Rascal holds it. Whoops. I gotta stop holding the wind charges because I forgot that wind charges can interact with redstone. Hello, Rascal. Look at you. Hey, I got a new weapon. You wanna hold it? Yeah, let's see what happens when you hold it. Oh, you really like the mace, don't you? Look at you go. Lay's holding a mace. Oh, he's happy with it. Oh, you know, it's gonna get even better, okay? Here, I'll pass you back your favorite book. Try unbreaking again. Nope. We just get unbreaking. Ooh. That is what we were looking for. Now that is what we were looking for. Density 4, breach 3. Okay. Now that that's done, I'm gonna need a mending book. I'm gonna need an unbreaking book. We got that, we got that. Smite 5. I think this is what we need. Because I don't think you can put sharpness on a mace. Okay, so just to clear suspicion, no, you cannot put sharpness on a mace. That's kind of unfortunate. Okay, so what I was thinking is that we combine breach and density together. So that's just 4. We put unbreaking on it first. Now we put smite 5 later, I think. We do that. Oh, I'm missing out. Okay, hang on. Can you put looting on a mace? Oh. Oh, what? You can't... Man. Oh, that's unfortunate. Then you can't put Bane of Arthropods in it anymore because, well, that's mutually exclusive. And now we add mending to it. Okay, it's 9. So before that, you know what? Let's name it. What do we want? So what should I give a weapon of mass destruction? I got it. Perfect. The prodigal son has returned. Welcome back, Pan. I knew I had to bring this back somehow. I miss the old days of Mystica SMP where my main weapon was a frying pan. So as of right now, we have a Smite 5, Unbreaking 3, Mending, Density 5, Breaching 4, Pan, no, not Pan, Mace. Now we have this mace. How does this work? Right, we're back again. Hello, everybody, I am back. Now, who will be the first victim of the new mace? A bunch of zombies. Okay, let's round them all up. Alright, gather around. Everybody gather around. Everybody just gather around. Alright. Fun for the entire family here. Fun for the entire family. Ow. Okay. I guess I found the mace's weakness. I found the mace's weakness. Arrows. Wait. Hang on. What is this? Overkill. Wait. I don't remember that. Deal 50 hearts of damage in a single hit using the mace. What? Excuse me? We're doing over 50 hearts of damage with a single hit. I mean, sometimes I granted I miss it, but we're doing 50 hearts. Come here. It takes a bit of skill to use it, not gonna lie. And I'm usually quite okay with PvE. Hello, you joined the fun? Yeah. I mean, the mending is doing wonders for repairing my mace. Spider! I sent it flying. It's so cool. See, I still got hit by that zombie. Oh my... It's so satisfying seeing spiders fly. Look at that. So I have been having a lot of fun with the mace. And don't get me wrong, I love swords, but this weapon has been so much fun. But now that we had our fun, let's get serious. Let's talk about the mace. So what exactly is this mace weapon in the new 1.21 Tricky Trials update? The mace is a heavy melee weapon that was added in the 1.21 Tricky Trials update. Currently in 1.20.6 experimental mode, it does 7 damage and it has an attack speed of 1.6. Basically, the stats are similar to an unenchanted diamond sword. Now what sets this diamond sword apart from its other diamond swords is that it can perform special attacks. Dropping from a height of above 1.5 blocks will initiate a smash attack. Smash attacks are basically like critical attacks where your damage is multiplied by 150, but with the mace, the higher you fall, the more damage you will do. So realistically, you can drop from the top of the world and drop all the way down to either smash a warden, an ender dragon, or a wither, as long as you land your swing. Because one of the neat things about the mace is that if you land your attack, you will negate all the fall damage that you would have taken. On the contrary, if you do not land your swing, you take all the fall damage, and you die. So how you get up into the air can vary, as long as you're not using your elytra, because if you're flying, then the smash attack will not activate. You can either build your way up to height, use the new wind charges, or, extreme cases, use a Riptide 3 trident. A little bit extreme, yes, but hey, you have all the style there. Now how is this damage calculated? Well, I have the formula right here. So let's say that you're falling from a 5 block height. In the current patch of 1.20.6 experimental mode, every block that you fall will add a flat damage of 3. So since we're falling 5 blocks, it's 5 by 3 added to the base damage of a mace, which is 7, and also multiplied by 150%. So with a 5 block drop, a swing with the mace will deal 33 damage, which is quite a lot actually. And so the higher you fall from, you are more at risk of dying from fall damage, but you will deal so much more damage. Now you thought that was all for the mace, but the mace also has enchantments. So the 6 enchantments in front of me can be added to the mace: Unbreaking, Mending, Smite, Bane of Arthropods, Fire Aspect, and Curse of Vanishing. Now apart from these 6, there are also 3 exclusive enchantments that can be added onto your mace, and each of these enchantments will change the way you use your mace. Let's start with the first one, Density, which increases the fall damage per block by 1 per level. This means that you'll be doing even more damage per block fallen. So initially with an unenchanted mace, you'll be doing 33 damage. With density 5, you'll be adding 5 points of damage to every block as well. 3 plus 5 is 8, and then you multiply that by the number of blocks you've fallen, add that to the base damage of the mace, multiply it by 150%, and with density 5, instead of dealing 33 damage, you'll be dealing 70.5 damage. That is almost double of what you would get from an unenchanted mace. So in any other situation, density is already really good. Because realistically, you would want this on your mace in order to increase the potential damage that you can do with your mace. What is more controversial is the second enchantment, Breach, which reduces the armor effectiveness 15% per level. Now Pan is at Breach 4, which means 15 times 4, the armor effectiveness against Pan will be 60%. Now usually that would be fine if it weren't for the fact that in player versus player, Breach is very strong. Because of the effectiveness in multiplayer PvP, which I am not an expert in, it can do a lot of damage. If you are focusing on multiplayer PvP, do add Breach to your mace. Now it is nighttime, which means I can demonstrate the way you can launch yourself up with a Riptide 3 Trident and smash someone with a mace. Now I'm gonna sleep away the night before I talk about the last enchantment that you can put on your mace. So the last enchantment that you can add onto your mace is Windburst, which allows you to launch yourself into the air with a smash attack, but you do risk taking fall damage. Now what sets this enchantment unique over the other two is that you can only find Windburst in Ominous Vaults. If we take a look at my shulker box right here, you will notice that I only have 2 Windburst 1 enchanted books. Now why didn't I add that on Pan? Well, it only launches you up very minimally. Even at Windburst 3, it's not that effective, because personally I would rather not take any extra fall damage. I would just rather launch myself, smash a mob, and move on. I will say that when Windburst was first released, there was actually a way that you can launch yourself into the air by knocking your own wind charges with a Windburst 3 mace. And to be honest, when the snapshot first came out where you can launch yourself into the air by hitting wind charges with your own Windburst mace, I actually got that down pretty well, and it was a lot of fun launching yourself into the atmosphere. Unfortunately, you can no longer do that because non-living entities cannot interact with a Windburst mace. So while you can't launch yourself in the air, hey, it was pretty fun. And honestly, if you want to chain your attacks, I would highly recommend putting Windburst on your mace. So from what you've seen and all the enchantments that you have right here for the mace, you might assume that the mace would be slightly overpowered. Now in my opinion, is the mace powerful? Yes, incredibly. Does it need to be this powerful? I would say yes. Considering the rarity in finding a heavy core, I think that the rarity warrants such a powerful weapon. And the fact that you can do a lot of these things with the mace actually makes it a really entertaining weapon. And for the most part, Mojang stuck to their side in saying that the mace is perfectly balanced given by how tedious it is to obtain a heavy core. However, they did make some changes over in later snapshots, so how about we change the scenery a little bit, shall we? Welcome to 24W18A, the first snapshot that made significant changes to the mace itself. And say hello to the new Mace. Wow, that is... Do you see how slow that is? How slow we raised it? Wow, that is just substantial compared to what we were used to in the experimental modes. So in this snapshot, the mace has been significantly changed, although there were more changes made during the pre-releases. What were those changes exactly? How about we go through them together? The durability of the mace has been increased from 250 to 500. The heavy core drop probability has been increased from 2.2% to 7.5%, going from 1 every 50 ominous vaults to 1 every 13 ominous vaults. Density, breach, smite, and Bane of Arthropods are now incompatible with each other, meaning you can only have one of the 4 on one mace along with the other enchantments, namely Unbreaking, Windburst, Mending, Fire Aspect, and Curse of Vanishing. The base damage of the mace has been reduced from 7 to 6. It now does the same damage as an iron sword. The falling damage calculator has been reworked away from the flat 3 damage per block fallen. The first 3 blocks is capped at 12 extra damage, the next 5 blocks is capped at 10 extra damage, and every block fallen after yields 1 additional damage. Density damage addition per fallen block has been decreased from 1 to 0.5 per level. The Mace attack speed has been decreased from 1.6 to 0.5, then increased to 0.6 in the pre-release. Finally, Wind Burst base launch power has been increased from 0.5 to 1.5, and additional launch power per level has been increased from 0.25 to 0.35 per level. Woo! So everyone, that was the summary of all the changes made to the Mace till this day. I was gonna go into more detail and explain about the changes and my opinions. If you want me to make a video on that, I'm more than happy to do so because I do have some things to say about the calculations if you all are interested in that. But I also ranked all the changes made to the Mace on a tier list in terms of good change, neutral change, and bad change. Keep in mind this is only my opinion on the changes, and nowadays some of the changes are actually not too bad. As you can see, I have 5 changes in the good change. I believe most of the changes made to the Mace have been pretty good. I didn't really like the attack speed reduction from 1.6 to 0.5, but the fact that they were able to increase it from 0.5 to 0.6, it was already pretty good. I think the only changes that were kind of puzzling for me were the heavy core drop probability increase from 2.2 to 7.5% and the density nerf from 1 to 0.5 per block per level. The former, I can understand that Mojang wanted to increase the rate in which people were able to get their hands on the Mace, and so they increased the drop probability of the heavy core. But the thing is, part of the charm of the Mace is the rarity. Because it was so rare, it made sense to make it a sandbox weapon, to make it absolutely insane. Although seen as though that some of the changes were made in order to tone the Mace down a little, I can understand why they increased the drop rate of the heavy core. However, the density nerf is a little bit puzzling for me, especially since the community has mostly been complaining about breach more than density. Nobody really had a problem with density, but everyone had a lot of problems with breach because, well, multiplayer PvP breach seemed very powerful there. But then again, I'm no expert in multiplayer PvP, so what do I know? So initially, when 24W18A dropped and most of these changes came into play, I was not really a big fan of the changes. It made the Mace a little bit more sluggish than it needed to be, and it just made it slow. I can understand why they did that in the first place, but it just didn't feel right. So does that mean the Mace is now useless? Well, no, actually. In fact, it's still as fun as it once was. Here's what I realized. When you switch between maces, you don't have the cooldown. The attack speed cooldown only works from a non-mace item to a mace. But when you go in between maces, there is no cooldown. So realistically, you could be holding up a normal mace, jump all the way up, see it's a zombie, switch to a smite mace, and then go in for a smash. So the Mace is still its normal goofy self, but this time takes a little bit more precaution and a little bit more risk involved when you jump up and go for a swing. For example, the zombie right here. See, it's still the same. You can jump, switch to a smite. Oops. See, it still takes a lot of skill to use. And that's one of the risks about Wind Burst, is that you get sent up pretty high. And my smite has Wind Burst. And I go for this. Let me land it. I did it! Can I land them? So there you go. Is the Mace now overpowered? Not so much. Is it a little bit underpowered? Maybe. Is it not fun anymore? Absolutely not. It is still a lot of fun to use the Mace. Even with the changes that they implemented, the Mace is still very fun to use. Even though I'm not the best with it. Occasionally I can get those swings, but I'm still not the best at it. And so there you go. Now you know what exactly the Mace is coming into Minecraft 1.21, the Tricky Trials update. But right now, I have an even bigger question. What do I do with this Mace? Because with all the changes that we have discussed, this weapon should not be legal in a survival world. And that is why I'm feeling a little bit conflicted here. Because on one hand, I don't wish to cheat in my survival worlds, but at the same time, because of how much I worked for this pan, I really do not wish for it to go. Then again, it is now an illegal item that you cannot make anymore when 1.21 drops. Do I keep pan for the foreseeable future, or do I toss it into the fire for being too powerful? I don't know. If I end up keeping the mace, I'm gonna keep the mace, but one thing's for sure, I'm not gonna be adding Windburst 3 on it because I'm still not very good. Maybe until I'm actually more familiar with the mace. Then maybe I'll put Windburst 3 on it. But with that being said, everybody, that's going to be it for episode 26 of the Minecraft Survival series. I hope you all enjoyed this video. What do you think about the mace? Are you going to be using it when the update drops? Are you going to be on your way to find it? Or are you just not going to bother with the mace? Let me know about your opinions on the mace in the comments below. I want to hear what you guys have to say about the mace and what changes would you make and whether you'll be using it in normal survival Minecraft. But with that all being said, that's going to be it for episode 26 of the Minecraft Survival series. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to follow along the journey with me. As always, my name is Shenko. Thank you so much for watching this video. Take care of yourselves, be nice to one another. I will see you in the next video and enjoy the 1.21 Tricky Trials update. Until we meet again. Later!